Over the past 2 years I have spent a lot of time urging Boris Johnson to appoint a political alarm system, assuming that he or she still exists. The idea now seems to have caught on, so I had better put flesh on the bare bones of my argument. It starts with the wayward nature of our untidy Prime Minister. He wants to be loved and so tries to be all things to all voters. This leads to inconsistency which does no good to a government's standing. We had enough of these inconsistencies in the attempted micromanagement of the population during the COVID pandemic. But this week's wheeze, grow more of our own food, is incompatible with the drive for afforestation and rewilding. This mismatch just invites criticism. This could be a symptom of Boris's chronic lack of attention to detail. Yet very often the devil is in the detail of government policy. His ebullient approach to life gives him big but ill-thought ideas such as his proposed bridge or tunnel from Scotland to Northern Ireland, not to mention a new airport in the Thames. The HS2 high-speed link still survives a national debt of £2.3 trillion. This underlines his cavalier approach to money, never having really had to worry about it. All this comes with a remarkable resilience, ebullience and an apparent difficulty in taking life too seriously. His lively sense of humor often has him straying off course and mesmerizing the CBI, for example, with talk of Peppa the Pig. His egghead's range of knowledge knows no bounds. Yet when it comes to the crunch he can deliver, Brexit, a world-beating pandemic vaccination program and leadership of the West in facing down Vladimir Putin's brutal empire building. In short, Boris Johnson is just about as unconventional a British political leader as you could imagine. As a former No. 10 press secretary, I identified him as trouble with a capital T, though not by any means as impossible as ex-President Donald Trump. I don't think we can reasonably expect Boris to don the mantle of a serious politician with gravitas. We are stuck with his personality, always assuming his parliamentary party does not try to get rid of him again, even though theoretically he is safe for another seriously difficult year. Against this background it is perhaps not surprising that the idea of trying to institute some control in No. 10 is gaining sway. There are two problems: where do you find this fat or thin controller, and, even if you do, will he or she be able to curb Boris's wilder fantasies, however sharp their nose for trouble? We must therefore examine what qualities we require in this alarm system. First, he or she must be a wise old political owl with authority and presence. There is no point in enlisting a Remainer. He would fall at the first hurdle. They have to be recognized as mainstream conservatives wedded to prudent and smaller government, a responsible approach to taxation, debt and economic growth, a burning desire to encourage personal responsibility and enterprise, and sound on defense of the realm. Their declared aim must be to put Britain progressively back on its feet. It would help if they had both economic and diplomatic experience and recognise, unlike ex-number 10 advisor, Dominic Cummings, that to get anything done they will have to work with the system, not contemptuously against it. I doubt whether there is any point in looking at a relatively inexperienced cabinet for salvation. If they have not found a way of bringing some organization to number 10 by now, they never will, especially as they are now preening their feathers as the successor to Boris. Where have all the Whitelaws and Wakems gone? Nor does anyone in the fractured parliamentary party spring at you. Could this be why Boris, the one-off job, got the keys to number 10 and may well keep them for a bit? If so, stand by for a lively, jolting ride into the unknown if they cannot find a Tory who above all does the PM's reading of documents for him, has instant access to the boss and information and can spot trouble a mile off. In the end the public will put up with a lot from their government. In this complicated world they have no option. But they will not for long tolerate confusion, inconsistency and endless initiatives as a substitute for a clear plan that hangs together. They want to feel confident their PM knows what he is doing, where he is going and how to get there. So, this week's conundrum: who on earth can help him deliver if a staff of 400, roughly 5 times as many as Margaret Thatcher's team, can't? Worcester needs his Jeeves, and so do we.